Okay, hectic. It's gonna get.
It's getting rich, guys. I never spell it.
Do you think I've put enough effort into this friendship?
Yeah, no, definitely. That's actually quite an easy one to answer. I think you definitely have. I think I always knew it, but particularly when I moved out of Roch and we were in different races, and I was like, I remember thinking, sure, you know, there's those friendships that it's actually location dependent. Like if we're not in the same place, it's just gonna fall into pieces. But I knew I was like, okay, who am I gonna stay with friends with? And I just like brushed you off, like that one's just gonna float. Other ones I actually have to like think about, because I think also we just gravitate towards each other. I don't think we do make effort, and I think that's important in busy seasons, but I also think I notice if I haven't spoken to you for a long time, and I feel you do the same. So when I moved out of Res, I was like, no, definitely. I also noticed it when over lockdown, and we were like every Tuesday we're having that catch up, and it was just natural, and it was like, you know, it's something I couldn't do without kind of thing. So yeah, I think definitely from your end, I always feel you make that effort. Even just today, like this week when you were like, okay, Pins, let's go for our soccer mom jog, and I was like, let's do it. But yeah, no, you definitely make effort.
No, same. It's the same answer as well. Yeah, you definitely make effort as well, and even just like today and in general, and the phone calls, which often end in like a prayer session, and I feel like after those prayer sessions, I'm always so like uplifted and refreshed, and I definitely appreciate that. And I do feel as well, like I notice like, man, I haven't spoken to Pindie in a little bit. We need
to make it happen.
Yeah, so I definitely think we both make an effort, and I'm glad.
I'm really happy.
It could be a touch and go question.
Yeah. No, that was a good one. Okay, next one. Is there anything I can do to help you accomplish your passion or dream? Sure.
Hectic. Okay, well, I mean, with passions, you do help me. Like if I'm just like, oh, I'm trying to learn keyboard, can you help me? You're like, learn these chord progressions. This is what you need to do. These are the people you need to talk to. So you're definitely like there when I'm like, I want to do this thing. You'll be like, I know someone. So you're definitely there for my passions, my goals. You'll drag me like, yeah, no, put in the work. Like it's rough, but yeah, no, you definitely do.
Yeah. I think for me, definitely. I think you can continue to be there in the way you have, in terms of just holding me accountable to things I said at the beginning. So I'll often be like, oh, it's what I want to do, and then these will be my goals. And then halfway through, like things have fallen away, and you're the person that's like, okay, but friend, I remember at the beginning, this is kind of what you said. Then I'm like, hectic, okay, very true. So I think for me, the way you can help me is continue to hold me accountable to the dream and vision God gave me initially, and often we can kind of begin to take our own path after God reveals that passion or dream, and he puts people like you to like hold us accountable to that initial dream. So yeah, I think for me it's just like reminding me, where did this all start, and also not allowing me to get like distracted by different emotional, political nonsenses. Like I know in some of the job responsibilities I've held or whatever, and people do a lot, as people do, and I'll tell you something and you're like, okay, I'm gonna attend to the issue, but remember why you're doing this, remember that this is why it's worth it, kind of thing. So for me, just a reminder of where it all started. If you like could continue doing that, that's definitely of great help. Is there anything I've done to hurt you but you've never confronted me about it?
Hectic. Yo, hi, that's hurt me. You seem like you have an answer. You can do yours so long, because I'm still thinking.
Okay, let me do mine. You've never done anything to hurt me, but I think you are very like truthful in a good way. Like you're very aligned to like, I love that we have the same values. So sometimes I'm like, well, Ron should have just let me get away with that. Like she didn't have to tell me that. So sometimes I'm like, sure. But I think it's in the moment it'll feel like hurt, but in retrospect it's like, thank goodness I have a friend that'll present the truth when I need to hear it. So it's never a hurt or like a malicious thing, but it's sometimes I don't think I'm ready for the truth kind of thing. But I also know it's never the type of thing where I'm like, oh, I'm going to avoid or I'm not going to tell her. I'll still tell you and just pray, please can Ron just like let it slide. Like just, I hope she doesn't catch on to the shady element of maybe how I acted in that situation or where I should have done better. But you'll often be like, ish, friend, maybe you could have handled that better. Then I'm like, and it hurts me, but it's like a healthy hurt, if you know what I mean. So no, I can't think of anything like a situation malicious where you had malicious intent, but I do think like the truth hurts, and I think you definitely give me the truth.
I don't have anything besides like I can only think of like a petty thing.
I'm dead. Okay, tell me.
But like I wasn't like mad, like I wasn't hurt. I was just like, oh, okay.
Actually,
okay.
I would understand.
It was just like it was both mine and Simeon's birthday. And then like you were all up in Simeon's birthday, like happy birthday, organizing the things, and then you like kind of forgot mine, which is fine. I wasn't mad. I was just like, oh, okay, it's fine.
That's cool. Friend, that's wild. Actually, I have to apologize for that. That was not grand.
No, you did.
Yeah, I did apologize, but it was actually because Simeon had asked me to prepare for his birthday like 3 weeks before. He was like, you're in charge of planning my birthday. So then I just blocked out everything and I was like, that day is Simeon's birthday. And then halfway through the day, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Ron's birthday. But it was like,
it's okay.
I can't even dream this. Like, I was my hot mess. No, I really felt bad after that, shame, friend. That was not right.
It's the only thing I could think of. I know it's petty, but they were like, that's the only thing. You don't hurt me
out.
out.
I would also be Greek. Like, that's not right. I do apologize.
No, it was fine, and I forgave you. I'm just they're digging into the past.
We
they're
have
like
to go there.
They're uncovering like it was like healed now. They're like that's the whole point of this, I think. Is it me now?
Yeah, it's you.
Sure. Okay.
I didn't know we'd be in the hot seat.
Okay. Why do you think we're still friends after such a long time?
Sure. Yeah. I think for me, we align in like almost every area of life, in the sense that like we love God, both of us. We want to serve. We're gifted in different ways, but we both are like committed to the areas in which God has gifted us in terms of serving there. But I also think then we also study the same thing, and then we lived in, but I think in all of that, not just like convenience of doing the same things, I think also we're actually not the same. Like we're very different people, but I think we see the best in each other and we push each other towards that. So I've never felt like when you've corrected me or when you've given me advice or when you've encouraged me that it's pushing me towards being you. It's like you see me here and I might be here, but you push me towards myself or like what God sees in me. And I always feel you do that for me. So I feel like for me, it's like this person actually has my best interest at heart, but also like see something in me. Like often when you say things, I'm like, I was nice, like I never sweated it. I didn't know that that's what you saw in me. And it's a very affirming thing. So I think definitely the fact that we align in terms of principles and on paper things, but I think our differences as well are like really healthy for the friendship kind of thing. And I think, like what we're talking about today, and I was like, sometimes this girl, I don't know what she talks about, but I think like it definitely adds that good, fresh dynamic to the friendship. So I think, we align when on the things that it matters, but on a day-to-day basis, like that difference definitely adds excitement to the friendship.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I like that as well. Like we're not the exact same person, but and I like that we can just, I think a big reason that we're friends and I really value this friendship is like just like being honest with each other and, you know, standing together in faith, praying for things together. And I feel like I know your advice will be both, you know, logical and spiritual, which is really great and is like really necessary and valuable and aligning with scripture. Like we should be doing that. I'm really grateful for that. I hope we stay friends.
No.
After this.
No, I'm joking. Okay. In what way have I changed your perspective of life?
Sure. I think sometimes I would be very much focused on what I'm doing. So often like academics or whatever, and I would easily let go of other things. But you've definitely showed me the value of just like enjoying all the different aspects of life, and whatever you do, you're present. Like no matter what you're doing, even if it's spending time with a family member, if it's like, I don't know, studies, anything, whatever you're doing, you're like very, very present. So I feel like that is, wait, what was the question?
In what way
I'm
have
sorry.
I changed your perspective of life?
Yes, I feel like it's made me remember. Sorry, in my mind, I was going on a tangent
You're
thinking
like,
back about,
actually.
yeah, sorry.
No.
So it's definitely changed my perspective to like value all those little moments and be more present in everything.
Yeah, excellent. I think you've changed my perspective in life. Like, actually what I do matters. Like, I know that, like, as a kind of gross concept, but I think sometimes like I'll just do a wild thing in the course of the day and be like, but we move. And it may be we move for me, but maybe the person I interacted with, we didn't move. Do you know what I mean? So like for me, it's like, actually everything matters. Like, that small smile matters, that small hello matters kind of thing. And for me, I just thought, what's the difference? If I smile, if I don't smile, we move. Like, so sometimes I do have a kind of like pass over the details of life, and particularly in interacting with people. Like, Shem, I feel like upstairs people are going to think I'm a nightmare. I'm a very nice person, by the way. Lol. But I just think that definitely sometimes if I'm in a rush or on the go, I'll sometimes dismiss something someone said, and just think, oh, it doesn't matter, tomorrow's a new day. And I often see then the next day I'm ready to like talk, and people are like, oh, you're just not gonna address what happened yesterday. But for me, it was nothing. But I think definitely you've taught me that like everything you say to people matters. Everything you say, every interaction you have, every smile, like every little moment actually matters. And I've seen that it matters because I've seen how where you start with people and where you end. Like sometimes it'll be like, Ishran is waving at everyone. Like, can we go to wherever we need to go? But then by the end, I realized, sure, she's made so many friends, or she's encouraged people or met people at their point of need because they felt like she's approachable kind of thing. So yeah, I think for me, that's definitely how it's changed my perspective. It's like, it's not about getting life done in the bigger scheme of things, but actually like day-to-day small things in life are actually important.
Okay. Oh, this is cute. How do you feel about turning the age that you're turning?
Oh, 24, baby. I actually don't know. It's always exciting. I'm big on birthdays in general. Like, I'm always excited for a new year, for the celebration itself, but also for like, yeah, I think I'm excited about 24. I think 23 was an awkward one. Like, what are 23-year-olds? 24 is like, I'm actually kind of grown. Like, there's responsibilities, and not yet, but I think I'm having a little bit more of a future perspective. And I've never been a like in the now person. I've always had some sort of perspective of the future, but like now I'm actually trying to put material to those things. So 24 for me looks like, okay, I'm not just gonna be a doctor. Like, oh my goodness, how am I going to carry this out? Where am I going to do this? You know, in what time frame, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so it's just making me materialize a lot of the things that I thought were eons away, but actually I'm realizing around the corner. So I think it's like, yeah, I'm excited about 24, but I think it's a big like planning year kind of thing. Like, what actually is my future going to look like?
Yeah. For me, 24, also turning 24, sounds like you're grown. So it makes me excited, you know, because I'm grown.
Yeah.
It also makes me nervous because this is the person I'm going to be. I'm grown. This is who I am the rest of my life. So it's almost like you have this little extra pressure to know who you are, to know what you're doing, and you know. So I think. But also with that pressure, it's like a nice responsibility. Like, okay, this is the person I'm gonna be, you know, like I'm a grown up. Let me, you know, make sure that I get everything in line, get my values in line, find a way to make time for myself, for others, and just like live a life that I'm like proud of, you know. So I think it's a lot of responsibility. It feels like it's more responsibility the older, like, closer you get to 30, basically. But I think I'm more excited than nervous.
Yeah. True that.